Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week.
Hey, welcome to Facebook for the Blind. Today is Tuesday. It is August 11th, 2020, although it feels like it could be any time in history because every day passes strangely and slowly. So to put you into perspective, what happened today in the news, Biden picked his vice president. Russia announced they've got a coronavirus vaccine. Mnuchin and the folks at Congress are all arguing about how much weekly money they should give the unemployed. The Democratic convention speaker's schedule has been revealed, and ooh, what a scorcher. And the Secret Service interrupted a Trump briefing yesterday because they shot somebody. So I am Eric.
I'm Michael.
I'm George.
I'm Tyler.
And we're going to start things off with Michael. You have got the hottest story on Facebook today, which is...
Yeah, Secret Service shot somebody. So I'm gonna clue you guys in on a little bit of insider information. Not everybody knows this, but in addition to all the other crazy things about my life, I worked at the White House for 4 years during the Obama administration. And before we cut to the clip, I must tell you that I know something that almost no one else knows. Now, law enforcement in this country shoots people all the time, and they don't ever have to have a reason. No, there's never an investigation. Nobody ever cares. It just is what it is. And most of the time, they're killing black people. That's just like what it means to be American. Fucking always. So seeing that like law enforcement shot somebody, not a surprise. Seeing that the Secret Service shot somebody, that's a little bit of a surprise. That's not, they're usually not the law enforcement that we see. So two things I want to tell you about like Secret Service as you see these headlines coming in, two things you should know. Number one, Secret Service is split into two divisions, Uniform Division and Plainclothes Division. Plainclothes Division are the ones that they always make movies about. The guys who are talking into their wrists and all of that. Uniform Division, they're glorified security guards. They look like security guards. They don't even look like regular cops. They look way less official than regular cops. And if anybody shot anybody, I guarantee you it was Uniform Division, just because they're the ones who guard the actual White House premises, by and large. They're a very tight-knit group of people. And the thing that I want to tell you that nobody else is going to tell you is that they were probably drunk.
Oh!
These dudes, they drink so much. When I was working at the White House, I was drunk every day. I was drunk every day. And even I, back then, thought to myself, damn, man, Secret Service drinks way too much. so you know.
Like, wait, worse than painters?
Oh, dude. Listen, I've never seen people drink like this. It's like it's a qualification for the job. When they went to Colombia, they ended up like a bunch of Secret Service guys got fired for getting call girls to come to the hotel. They signed the call girls into the hotel. Guest book, ledger, and they ended up getting busted because the Secret Service guy wouldn't give her $20. It was a difference of $20. She was like, "You owe me $200." He's like, "Call it 180," and they go back and forth. This is information I'm giving you from like my friends who were there in the room. Like, dude, I'll give her the $20. He was like, "No, it's a principle." She goes and gets her pimp, makes the Washington Post, and seriously, like 15 people got fired. Wow. Secret Service, anytime you read anything about Secret Service, in the movies, they're always like, "Mr. President." It's exactly like that, but slur it. That's Mr. President. All right, so with no further ado, here is the clip. What I'm showing is a clip. It says, "Breaking White House shooting, suspect down." This particular clip is on Twitter. It's coming from Barack Sandhouse. Twitter I think, still works for Facebook, because if it's on Twitter today, it'll be on Facebook in 2 days. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me make it big, and then I'll share the screen. All right, everybody, come along. Oh, this is the wrong video. Oh, I messed it up.
That's all right. Take a second, get yourself settled.
I don't want to show this one because I think this is the one
No.
of the guy actually getting shot. Hang on. Because I want you to see the one of Trump. Yeah, here we go. All right, I found it.
What happened? Do I seem rattled was the question he put. So he was pulled out of this news conference because there was a shooting on the outside of the White House premises. They just wanted me to step aside, but it was just one person. That person now being taken to hospital. The president understands that they...
Looks like they're just about going to...
This is still the wrong one. Oh, no, there he goes.
Oh yeah, oh, what's going on? Oh, peace.
Dude,
Mr. President.
He just looks back at the press pool and like.
Watch it one more time. They tell him you got to step outside.
Nice.
So, for those of you who can't see what I'm talking about, they tell the president that he has to step outside. He turns back and looks at the reporters who he was in the middle of talking to, and then he just shrugs his shoulders and saunters off. Like, did I tell him anything? Nah.
No.
And just casually walks out of the room. When I saw that, man, I thought that is seriously the way I have felt after every set I've ever done in my entire life. Just looking back at the audience like, well, that's over. All right, everybody. That's all I have to tell you today. Oh, by the way, they don't have any idea. The guy evidently didn't have a gun. He was a veteran with PTSD. And speaking as a veteran with PTSD, I can tell you we have a lot more to find out about this story. So far, the Secret Service is tight-lipped. They'll release it like midnight on a Friday night. In 6 months, they'll release the rest of the story. But that's all I have so far.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you.
Very cool. All right. Ever so briefly, because we originally said we were going to be a meme show, I just wanted to show you one that I thought was particularly good. There's a lot of people talking about the kids going back to school, and people are trying to figure out different ways to frame it. And so far, this is the tightest meme, and I'm really hoping that you guys can help me find an even tighter meme. But it's all about will you sacrifice will you sacrifice your children for the economy? Will you give it up for the fertility? Do it for the market. Will you do it for the market? Moloch is back in a big way. Who saw it? 2020.
Should have been Mammon, but
or Baal. But Moloch is on brand for sacrificing the children for the market, I think. Unless we find a better god. So anyway.
I mean, there's no bad god to sacrifice children to. I mean, that's,
It's true.
Take your pick.
But only one can go viral and be the god of the summer of Facebook.
Hey, Eric, I'm going to jump back in just to show this meme. I think this one is also perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Bart saying, you're sending me back to school at the height of the pandemic. Homer saying, the height of the pandemic so far.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Awesome, man.
I had another meme involving going back to school here. This guy's tweet: school boards, we don't have the power to enforce the mask policy on students. Also school boards, no dreadlocks, no designs, no distracting hair colors, no visible shoulders, no bra strap showing, no knees showing, no open-toed shoes, no political shirts. Yeah,
that's awesome. I love too that you are a resident Reddit fan, and I also saw this on Facebook.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I thought that was, but it was really good. It was a perfect one.
Yeah.
All right, George, what is the hottest news on your Facebook today?
On my Facebook, I'm not going to lie to you. I've actually been stepping back from Facebook and focusing more on memes, and it's just been great. But at the same time, I would say that as most people probably did, I flipped on the Facebook a couple of hours ago, and I saw all the Kamala Harris announcement memes and things like that. That's been big. I have a meme about it here. Oh, come on. Didn't get my shit together. This is why you always prepare. You always prepare, kids.
It's not just you, George. Twitter changed it on me. I had somebody's post up, and then they had the audacity to tweet again.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to launch a polling. Here we go. You can vote in our poll.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. I'm all pulled out. What? Yeah, that's right. I knew I downloaded it. This file management is so weird in my phone. So
there you go. All right.
This is the meme that I've seen. And this has been around for a minute since she was running for president.
Nice.
Yeah, this one is it's fairly accurate in the sense of, you know, prosecutor who sent more people to jail. And people will always they'll try to play it down like, well, yeah, she was a prosecutor, but she did this and that, and it's like, nah, at the time she was in San Francisco, people were going away for just absurd shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, you know, it's a baffling decision because it seems like the kind of thing that would be designed to appeal towards you know, the center that no longer exists.
To those Law and Order voters.
I don't know. Yeah, you know, if they're, I honestly don't know what their game is there. If they're trying not to lose the Law and Order thing, which they have always had used against them, and they really should have figured it the fuck out in '88 with Willie Horton. But you know, if they're gonna buy into that whole fucking narrative and sort of pick her as a reasoning for that, and also as their as their diversity choice, it's obvious. It's just it's frustrating because none of the messaging or platforms from either of them the entire time have been anything except just continuing the status quo and doing the bare minimum to differentiate themselves from Republicans. So.
That's so weird. Status Quo Joe picked somebody that was status quo.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Now, what I liked, I saw quite a few people posting that were very pro Susan Rice. And I just kept typing over and over again, 4 more wars! 4 more wars!
Yeah, war. War is great.
Good stuff. Well, I will tell you, or I don't know, Tyler, you ready to go up? You want me to? Oh, that was bad. Tyler, you're up.
Also,
All
just
right.
want to plug my new clothing company, Poop Life. Make sure to order shirts directly from me, Poop Life, with a Y. And yeah, it's gonna be big.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, that's a nice empty chair. That's a good looking empty chair right there.
Let's see,
You're next. Go for it.
My next meme here. Millennials looking for a house in the city be like, oh, wow, windows. I don't think I can afford this place.
Nice.
Very true.
Yep.
I thought this was kind of funny. There's this cow crossing sign, and somebody, it's like a black thing of a cow, black
right
silhouette of a cow, and somebody put a piece of white tape across the middle of the torso of the cow, and then all the cows in the field have like a white torso on all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. I had one more. I can pull it up. It's another tweet. Somebody says, if I could give any advice to my 8-year-old self, stop talking about how much you like owls at the time or all the time. You're about to get worthless owl things for
every holiday until you're 20. Start talking about how much you like cold hard cash.
Yes.
that was good.
That is solid advice.
Yeah, I agree. I remember when I was a kid, my parents went to Las Vegas. They asked me what I wanted. I was like, cash. I want money. Then they brought me back like magnets of dollar bills and stuff like that. I'm like, no.
Perfect. I just realized I got to do my story thing here. I don't know. Today, I got to tell you, I was very preoccupied because the QAnon Pizzagate came up again. And I was just so disappointed because I thought that we had already like thoroughly debunked this and the story had gone away. A friend of mine was, just posted something else, probably talking about, the vice president or, some policy decision, or whatever. And then like all of a sudden it's like, I just wish I knew why all you liberals didn't, want to talk about sex trafficking. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I think we're all concerned with that. And, it's just that you're going to have to wait until more of the Maxwell evidence comes out in court, because Pizzagate really dealt you guys a blow in the whole credibility and trustworthiness category. Yeah. And she's just like, it just seems to me that there's such massive strides being made in fighting this trafficking. And that's when I realized I was dealing with a QAnon person. Because in their world
there are no massive strides. That's the difference, is that the conspiracy tricks them into thinking that there are people out there actually fighting for justice. It's really sad, but there don't seem to be.
Dude, it's not just people. They really think that the president has a secret identity. Like he gives the Secret Service the slip, he puts on a cape, and he ducks out and fights. He infiltrates, child sex trafficking rings. And
this is a religion.
That's the only explanation for why he's in all those photos with Epstein and wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well.
Right.
That's the only explanation.
That's why he barged in on those little girls in the pageants, who were changing their clothes, to make sure there were no men in there who were barging in on them while it changed.
It's all deep cover, planting a trail of breadcrumbs for the foolish flip to follow.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the thing, because you realize when you're dealing with just absolute fantasy, you know what I mean? When you're dealing, it's like a religious text. You can't, you can't just question it. Well, I don't think that Jack could actually crawl up a beanstalk. They're like, sacrilege, just because you're dealing with the fantastic. So anyway, superhero Donnie going out fighting crime. And so another friend was really being super kind, super gentle. And was just like, we are all concerned with this, but maybe you should, pay more attention to the real organizations that are really fighting the trafficking of people. And, I think a lot of us are very concerned about what's happening to the kids in cages on the border and the ones that have disappeared. And, have we found them yet? Have they been trafficked? I don't know. I don't know where they are. We're all very scared about this.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, how do you know that Pizzagate was misinformation? I was like, well, there's no basement at Cosmic Ping Pong Pizza Parlor. I mean, there, you know that, right? There's no basement. And she's like, just because Hillary said it doesn't mean it's true. And I was like, oh my God. And then the next one was then why did the owner say that there was the secret sauce down in the basement in the interview? And I'm
Jesus
like, well,
Christ.
If you'd post a link, because everybody kept saying, post your links, post your sources. And it's like, if you'd post your link, we could find out why. We could find out why about that. But in the meantime, and I just posted the Wikipedia article, and I hate doing that because, 9 times out of 10, they're just like, oh, Wikipedia. But it's like, there's about 29 different sources cited in the first paragraph about, this has been debunked. And then like sources, one
I told my teachers every single time, I was like, I'm not going to cite Wikipedia, but I'm going to go to Wikipedia and find what they have cited and then judge if that's
grad school.
trustworthy.
That's how you get through grad school, right there, George.
Exactly. so we've all learned this rapid skill. No, you do not believe everything on Wikipedia. But on the fact, I said, I think you can establish the fact that the building has no basement. That's probably $12 in a set of building plans down at City Hall. Okay. And I think that 29 news organizations and the police can establish that fact. Even though I have questions about the media and the police, I think they can establish there is no basement. Just really trying to get it down to brass tacks. And then somebody posted a chart from one of these, non-government organizations about, who's actually fighting sex trafficking, and said, here's this source. And she's like, those of us who are truth seekers look outside of the other sources. I'm not even going to bother to ask you the source of your chart. And I was like, why would you ask her the source of her chart when it's clearly written on the bottom of the chart? And I was like, and just so you know, if you're a truth seeker, you need to learn reverse image searching on Google, and you can actually just type in the phrase at the bottom of it, and look, here it is on the image search in Google, and there's a link directly to the source. But just for you, here's the source. I said, notice the address of the source has a .edu at the end of it. That's a hint. That's a clue. It's based at Syracuse. These are real, I was like, she goes, I don't know why you were all trying to minimize this. I said, we're not trying to minimize this. We were all concerned with this, and we all want to improve your research abilities so that you can fight and make a persuasive case when you need to, when it's important, because we're going to need you. And you can't be spouting nonsense when it comes up. Anyway, I don't know where it's at, but that's where we left off.
Eric, that's a lot of emotional labor. And I honestly, I've just given up on that. You're not going to change those people. Now I just tell them, look, just go ahead and post your YouTube link, because we all know that that's what you're dying to do. Just give us the YouTube video of the guy talking in front of a chalkboard who tells you whatever it is you want to hear. Show me what weird religion you're in, I guess. I'm whatever.
Yeah. Do you know what, though?
How I treat them now. It's not, yeah.
I have a lot of friends of mine who are just like, you need to stop trying to persuade people. And this is the thing. That is an assumption that I am trying to persuade anyone. I am not. Here's what I am doing for myself is when I say something, I want to have a reason, and I want to be able to express it pretty clearly. And with this, I have to say I'm overweighting it, but there's no basement. I feel pretty solid. I feel on good ground.
This is the hill you die on.
I love epistemology. Why do you believe what you believe? I believe that cops can figure out if there's a basement, and I feel okay about that.
I'm not sure. All right. Hey, I'm gonna show you a comeuppance, and we need to wrap.
Yes. You're on wrap.
Here, did you guys hear the new Cardi B and Megan Fox song?
No.
WAP.
I had not heard it, but I know of the song, and I know that it's upsetting about
from the memes.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
So Ben Shapiro came out and said, look, I'll just read the tweet. Ben Shapiro sharing with the world that his wife, a doctor, told him that wet pussy, I have to be quiet because my mom's upstairs, is a symptom of a gynecological problem, is the greatest cell phone in the history of cell phones. It will never be surpassed. Other people can stop owning themselves because there's really no point.
There really isn't.
Dude said that his wife said it was a medical condition.
Dude, where's the show the quote? You gotta show me the quote.
Dude, I laughed at this all night last night. I was all by myself. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just rolling. How did this guy not think this through? Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Yeah, Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is just garbage juice. But once in a while, he spills garbage juice on himself, which is also garbage juice, and that's funny somehow. I don't know.
It's just great that, that things really haven't changed that much since the 80s, and that people who are in politics are for some reason inexplicably going after musicians because ew, no.
This isn't even new, dude. I grew up on Lil' Kim. Like, this song isn't even close. Like, you're gonna have to get a lot raunchier than that just to get to where Lil' Kim was in the '90s. Like, yeah, I don't know what the big deal is.
Yep.
Just, I think in general, white men are terrified of black women talking openly about their bodies. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Solid theory.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, also, just in general, I mean, like, I don't know. Tipper Gore did the same shit in the 80s when, like, oh, my daughter had a Darling Nikki record because I didn't know Prince was all about fucking. And it's like, that's your problem.
Yeah,
That's if you have listened to one Prince song, you know that's what all Prince songs are about. It's fucking.
If you didn't even hear Prince's music and you just saw that beautiful man, you would know what he was singing about.
Do you know what I always thought was so funny,
exactly.
too? You guys have heard me say it before, but every time a conservative restrictive policy goes into place, it always backfires. And Tipper Gore got all those adult, warnings on all of the albums. And you know what? We never bought anything that didn't have that sticker on it for the rest of our lives.
Thanks, Tipper. Now we know what's cool.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah, that shit's cool as hell. Yeah. I'm about to go hop in the shower and get ready for this protest deal.
Yeah,
that I'm showing up to.
You're making us proud, George.
Yep.
I will talk to you soon, and I will be on time for the next one with a better prepared package.
All right, I'm leaving too. Great
Say
show.
hello to Sylvain for
right.
me, man.
You shouldn't believe in me, but I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to believe in myself.
Stop talking over my tagline.
Much love, y'all.
Love you, George.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys.
Well, and there ends an episode of Facebook for the Blind.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.